partially shuts down after failing to pass a spending bill that includes money for Trump's border wall.
A power failure hit the recently opened express rail link this morning, causing 18 trains to be cancelled at one point.
After taking emergency measures, train services resumed 2 hours later, while electricity provider CLP Power said it would investigate the disruption.
The express rail link suffered its first major breakdown this morning. A power failure at 5:20 a.m. forced the cancellation of 18 trains operating between West Carain Station and Futian Station in Shenzhen. They were scheduled to depart between 8 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. today. A spokesman for electricity supplier CLP Power explained that 2 of 3 power circuits failed to restart after planned maintenance work with the MTRC. The failure led to limited power supply. The 2 circuits were to feed electricity to the Shekong substation, which powered the local section of the bullet trains. The network is dedicated to the train system, so the disruption did not affect other customers, the spokesman said. The spokesman apologized for the inconvenience and added that the power company would probe the incident. About 2 hours after the initial announcement, the MTR said all of the affected trains would resume normal operations after taking emergency measures. Ticket sales for 18 affected trains were back on track, while CLP continued its emergency repairs. Passengers who missed their trains due to today's incident could seek a refund or take another bullet train. The Hong Kong section of the express rail link was launched in September and carries about 50,000 passengers daily.
A performance by Taiwanese heavy metal band Chthonic in Hong Kong has been cancelled. The concert organizers suggested that the government dragged its feet in approving the band's working visa approval due to political censorship. The organizer said it had filed the application with the Immigration Department in mid-November. Work visas are usually granted within a week for other foreign musicians. Despite repeated inquiries, the department failed to respond. The band's lead singer Freddie Lim is a pro-independence activist who sits in Taiwan's legislature. The Immigration Department declined to comment on the case.
Public hospital occupancy has exceeded 104%, according to the hospital authority. Almost all public hospitals were stretched to their full capacities yesterday, with over 5,900 people using accident and emergency services. Although the situation slightly improved compared to a day earlier, wards of 6 hospitals were still overloaded. Queen Elizabeth Hospital topped the list with 116% inpatient occupancy rate, followed by 114% for Port Moi Hospital and Caritas Medical Center.
Welfare Minister Law Chi-kwong insisted that the plan to replace a school for the disabled in Kwun Tong with a civil service college was highly transparent.
He also said today the school would be moved next to its original site and it would be larger.
In October, the government received backlash over its plan to close down a Kwun Tong job training school for disabled teens to make way for a civil service college. But in a revised plan, Shine Skills Center, which is operated by Vocational Training Council, will now be housed on the same redeveloped site. The Civil Service College will be taking the center's current site, while the center will be moved next door. Speaking on a radio program this morning, Labour and Welfare Secretary Law Chi-kwong said the new centre would not be smaller than before. The gross floor area could be higher than the current 4,000 square feet. Details are to be ironed out, Law said. The minister also said the government has reached an agreement with VTC on the direction of the new centre and more training programs would be available there. The U-turn came after strong protests from the school's students and their parents. They were unhappy that the government never consulted them about the school's shutdown and relocation to another part of Kowloon. But Law insisted the plan was highly transparent since the government had been providing the latest information.
It would not be possible for a very preliminary idea to engage the whole community of special school children on this particular development. So I do think the approach that we have made and trying to inform the community and the various stakeholders at the right time is appropriate.
But students will have to wait a while before they can use the new campus. The center will be moved to a transition campus in 2021 while the site is redeveloped. The new center is expected to be complete in 2025. A site on Oxford Road in Kowloon Tong was being considered for the temporary campus, Law said. But he added that the government needed to consult the district first.
Canada says it wants the immediate release of 2 Canadians being held on the mainland, a significant shift in tone towards Beijing.
Britain, the US and the EU are also supporting Canada's demand, Sarah Wong reports.